Welcome back, you filthy exiles. So I'm finally back at home, and I've had a chance to review one last tree. Surprisingly enough, which was it's actually from my 3.13 League builds that I put out, and this one's for Brendan Carter because I actually thought this might be really interesting to have a look at the new tree. Firestorm did get buffed last league. There weren't really any builds out for it. However, I had a build in 3.13 that was quite fun, and I went, let's rehash that and let's make that work. And I think I've got a working tree here. So, itemization, really simple. Martyr of Innocence, Crown of the Inward Eye, Repentance, so it does use a bit of strength stacking, and Zoph's Blood. There is a large thread of Hope, Glorious Vanity, and Intuitive Leap. These are the uniques that you will need to make this work. Could you play this at League Start? I don't see why not. I might even put this as a League Starter build. This is a level 100 tree. Now, can you absolutely pack more DPS into this build? Completely, yes. Absolutely. It is 100% crit chance, 336 multiplier. The gearing for everything else is really, really low tier. Like, there is nothing special in here. So this build can just go way higher than what this is. So I would probably say that this could get to like 5 or 6 mil DPS with good investment, and be quite fun. So pretty much we had a look. I had a look at the tree previously, respec'd it, and I'll talk my way through this. So pretty much this is running the Inquisitor. It is going to run Pious Path, Sanctuary, Righteous Providence, and Inevitable Judgment. 100% crit, as I mentioned, so it's always going to crit. Every Firestorm that you throw out is going to absolutely crit. There's no special gems involved in doing this, so you got Firestorm, Elemental Focus, Energy Leech, Increased Critical Strikes, Concentrated Effect, and Unleash. The reason why we use Unleash is so that we have more seals open. Now, if you were going to get a better helm, you would get a +1 to seals for Unleash, so that would increase your damage even further. So, just talking this tree through, so pretty much you start at the Templar starting area. We're going to work through, and we're going to take Holy Dominion, Light of Divinity, Retribution, Amplify, because we want that sweet, sweet AoE, so we have 36 AoE, which isn't too bad, considering we got Conk Effect on this. We come across Quick Recovery. There's a little bit of node grabbing in here, so this is using Firewalker to get our cast speed and our fire damage up. It's also going to be using Heart and Soul, Annihilation to get crit and crit multi up for spells. We do come up, and this is where we're going to put our Intuitive Leap, and we're going to grab Discord Artisan, we're going to grab Presage, Mystic Bulwark, we're also going to grab Prodigal Perfection, we're also going to grab Deep Thoughts, we're also going to grab Enigmatic Defense. This all gives you more damage and block and more survivability. Then we come up and we grab Cruel Preparation, and we will come up and grab Heart of Flame. Now we could pick up a Fire Mastery node if you so chose to, but you know, we're running out of nodes at this stage. But hey, each to their own. You can do it if you want, see what you want to move around. If you want to take life or whatever down, you can do that. I do take Discipline of the Disciple of the Forbidden because we are going to generate power charges from this and Charge Mastery. Now this does use Warcry as well, but we'll talk about that shortly. So we'll come back down. We'll grab, now we can come back down the crit node, or we can go for AoE, which is better considering we do need AoE. So the other thing is you could go into Blast Radius and that'll increase your damage even further. Entirely up to you how you want to spec it. Then we'll come down and we're going to equip our Glorious Vanity Jewel, which is going to be Doriani, in the name of Doriani. This means that we can essentially generate energy shield and life, and it takes 50% from either at the same time, running Corrupted Soul. So this is just a little bit more efficient. As you regenerate, as you leech life, and as you leech energy shield, it keeps you going. Now, one node you will note that I do take is Infused Flesh. This is because as you take damage against your ES and your life, this is going to recoup your life as well. So this is quite efficient. So coming back down here, we're going to get Trickery, we're going to get Assassination, we're going to get Elemental Focus, down to Blood Siphon, down to Coordination, down to Will of Blades. Technically, we actually don't need Will of Blades, and we might actually take that out, and we'll chuck that in to area of effect, because that's going to give us better damage. So let's do that while we're on the fly. So then we'll come back up, we'll go through to explosive impact. This is going to give us more area damage and more fire damage, and then fire mastery, which is going to convert 40% of physical damage to fire damage. So this is going to give you even more fire damage, even though we do have Avatar of Fire as well. So we're going to get as close to 100% fire damage as we can, because we're casting spells. Then we'll come up, we'll come across to Enigmatic Reach. This is again going to increase our cast speed and our AoE as we generate power charges. So this is just going to give us even more damage. Then we'll come down and pick up Arcane Potency. This is going to give us crit and crit multi, and critical mastery, which is +3 to critical support gems. Then as we come down further, we're going to get sovereignty and reservation efficiency just in here. Then we'll get arcane capacitor. We'll come down even further. We'll grab overcharge, get another node here. Divine Judgment, we're going to anoint onto our amulet, and we're also going to run our Thread of Hope here and pick up these two nodes, Counterweight and Whirling Barrier. This means that we have about, what have we got, 60% chance to block, and this is attack, so then that's going to generate power charges for us. At this stage, this is probably the best way to generate power charges aside from Assassin's Mark. Then coming down, we're going to go all the way down and pick up Call to Arms and Bloodless and Life Mastery, and this is just going to give us more health. Anyway, this is really low cost, this tree, aside from a few uniques that you won't be able to get straight away, but as you play in the league start, this is sort of a really good targetable sort of build. Repentance is generally pretty cheap. Crown of Eyes comes from Cyrus, so really easy to get. Martyr of Innocence is generally not too expensive, though I'm not too sure with this league. Zoph's Blood drops quite frequently, and within the first week of league is extremely cheap. We'll just check where Avatar of Fire is for the time being. It used to sit up here. Pretty sure, yeah. So if we needed to get Avatar of Fire early, we could build in through here and get Avatar of Fire, and then we could also pick up, for example, Magmatic Strikes as well. So there's a few different options you could play with to get this working, but the items in this and the gems, really cheap and easy to get. You get about 1.6 million DPS out of this, 100% crit. It's the Inquisitor, so it's going to be tanky. Max resist except for chaos resistances. That's the only thing that has a disadvantage. It has good physical damage reduction at about 50%. Not the strongest, but not weak as well. And pretty much chaos is the only problem that you're going to run into on this build. You do get 4.7 HP and 2k ES with pretty shit gearing. So, the armor, for example, we only have 253 energy shield. You can easily get up to 600 on armor, and you could use, boost for sure or something like that for more AoE and more spell damage. These are all options that you could play with. Anyway, there you go, Brendan. That's, if you want to use that for League Starter, feel free. I'm even sort of considering playing Firestorm now because this looks like a lot of fun, but I want to play Ice Crash, so I'm going to probably do that. Anyway, until next time, have a good one, and like and sub, and bye.